Greetings, adventurers, and happy Pride Month! Today I am here to share another one of my personal stories about my journey with being queer. I know last year I shared with you all how I knew I was gay all the way back in Tot Spot, but this year I'm going to share something a little bit more personal, and this is a story about eggplant parmesan. I promise it makes sense. But basically, I'm hoping that this might resonate with any other queer folks out there who grew up in a very, very religious environment and were cast out. Because that is exactly what happened to me. I was actually raised a Jehovah's Witness, so if you know, you know. So at 18, when I finally came out, I was cast out of that community. I was disowned by my mother, but this isn't about me being disowned. This is actually about how that eggplant parmesan saved my relationship with my mother and my sense of self-worth. So basically, my mother became very, very ill. She had cancer. So after 10 years of estrangement, I came back to my hometown, I put my career on hold, and I moved in with my mother temporarily to provide her end-of-life care. Now, she wasn't happy to see me. She did not invite me. One of my older brothers invited me because he knew that the level of care she needed was now beyond his personal abilities. So I came back, and it was not pleasant at first. After 10 years of not talking and her holding true to these extreme religious beliefs and me falling far outside of the lines of that became a challenge. So finally one day I looked at her and I said, "Ma, let's just say you are 100% right. The Christian God is the real God. He is up there. The Bible is His word, and every single way that you've chosen to interpret it is accurate. Now, I want to ask you something totally different. If I came to you as your daughter and I said, Ma, I send you a text message, Ma, I love you so much. I love every sacrifice you've made for me and the life you've given me, and I just want to show you that through some sort of act of service. Let me make you dinner. What would you like? Name it. Name any dish." And you text me back, "Ma, what's your favorite food?" And she goes, "Probably eggplant parmesan." So I said, "Perfect." You text that back to me, and I get to work right away. I go out and I buy the KitchenAid mixer with the fancy little design component so that I can make the noodles. I start a tomato garden so that I can make you the freshest sauce. I go out and I take an Italian cooking class so that I can learn exactly how to make this. And later on, I come to your home and I plate up this beautiful meal that I've made, and in front of you I set down a plate of chicken parmesan. And she instantly stops me and she goes, "Wait, no, chicken? No, you know that I'm a vegetarian." I said, "Eggplant parmesan." And I said, "Oh, shoot, Ma, I must have misread the text. I don't know what to say. So what do you do now? Do you maybe try the handmade noodles and the fresh sauce that I've made with freshly grated Parmesan cheese on it and just push that chicken to the side and still enjoy it? Or do you look at me and say, 'How dare you read that text? You knew I was a vegetarian. You should have known. You shouldn't have even asked me what my favorite food was. You should have just known to make it and kick me out of your house and cut me off from your love forever and never look back.'" And she goes, "Oh, of course not. No, I would eat the parts of the meal that I could." So I said, "Okay. And you're an imperfect human, so why do you think that the God described in the Christian Bible, that a God of love, mercy, and justice, would react any differently? Why do you think a God who is love would look down and say, 'Good job, the Jehovah's Witnesses read the text right and they're going door to door, but the Catholics, they're opening up food banks for the poor. That's not what I wanted. The Presbyterians, they're building schools in areas that need them. That's not what I wanted. Those clothing banks in my name and for my glory, that's not what I wanted. They misread the text. They're going to be cut off from my love forever.' Why do you think that God would care about those details when you as an imperfect parent don't? Why wouldn't God accept any and all of the good gifts that His children are offering to Him and accept them with graciousness and love, even if they're a little off?" And I'll tell you, to that, she didn't have an answer. She just had tears. But a lot of things changed after that, and we were able to reconcile, and we only had a couple of months together after that, but those were some of the best months.